Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ezra here, back at it again with another video. Today we're at the practice spot because I want to show you guys some tips and secrets on how to wheelie for a lot longer than you can right now. So this video is targeted towards those of you that know how to get the bike to balance point. You know how to get the bike up, the front wheel up, but you can't last for more than 5 seconds. If you guys don't know how to get to balance point yet, I would highly recommend watching my previous how to wheelie tutorial video. I'll leave that in the description down below, and I'll put a video card right up here. So if you guys want to watch that video, click that button up there, and hopefully that helps you out. But if you already know how to wheelie and you can wheelie for 5-10 minutes, then you know, stick around, you might learn a thing or two in this video. All right, so first things first on how to wheelie longer. If you guys have seen any wheelie video, you guys already know what I'm about to say. I mean, it's probably the most important part of the wheelie. You gotta learn that rear brake. This little brake lever right here, this is your baby when you're learning how to wheelie. You wanna learn this, learn exactly where the brake grabs at on your bike. It'll be a little bit different for everyone. It's all about how you adjust your brakes, whether it's V brakes, disc brakes. I'll leave a couple of videos down below on how to adjust your brakes, what those adjustments do, you know, stuff like that. Because, you know, getting your brakes right is definitely a big part of learning how to wheelie. Another thing to keep in mind, when you're using your back brake, please do me a huge favor and only use one finger, whether that's your right finger or your right pointer finger or your left pointer finger. If you have left-hand brakes, left pointer finger, you know. I feel like number one mistake a lot of people make, they're like, oh, I don't know how to wheelie. They're like grabbing the brake with like 4 fingers. I mean, you're just not gonna get enough grip on the, you know, grip. So only use one finger on the brake lever at all times. I just want to get that out of the way. I see a lot of people, 3 fingers. Let's see if I could even do that. Oh, I'll just try 2 fingers because it's a little bit easier for me. Yeah, that didn't last long. So 1 finger on the brake lever at all times. That's definitely tip number 1. But let's get into actually how to use your brake, because this is a topic that a lot of people struggle with. And really, the only way to figure it out is to go outside and ride your bike and wheelie it. Learn how to use your brake. I mean, you could watch this video over and over again, how many times you want, but the best way to learn is just go outside, ride your bike. So what a lot of people don't understand is you could actually modulate your brake. What that means is basically, instead of going, let's say you're at balance point and you feel like you're about to fall, a lot of people use 100% of their brake. The front wheel just slaps down on the ground. What you could rather do instead is, before you feel like falling, you can use only 50% of your brake. So that way it won't be as sudden and you'll have more time to react, because it's only doing half as much pressure on your back rim or back disc, whether you have V brakes, disc brakes, you know, you guys understand what I'm saying. I'll zoom in on the brake lever to show you guys how much I'm using. But it varies depending on how far you feel like you're gonna fall back. If you really feel like you're gonna fall back and you're like, oh my God, I'm about at 12 o'clock in the air straight up, maybe you should use probably like 100% of your brake. But if you're just at balance point and you have that slight little tingle inside of your body that's like, oh, I'm about to fall, then just use, you know, 50, maybe even less than that, percent of your brake. I know I'm saying a lot of these words, 50%, 25%, you know, it's not really math related, it's just learning how to find that sweet spot. If it helps, before you wheelie, kind of tap your brake a couple of times to feel that where it grabs at. Mine grabs are about right there, so it's very immediate. But I'll go ahead and do some wheelies for you guys and zoom in on the brake levers. You guys can see how much I'm using. So I'm not even at my balance point yet. About my balance point right there, squeeze it a little bit, just a little bit, not much going on here. And let's say I'm about to fall back, a lot of my brake. Even though the wheel went down, I save myself from falling back. The important part here is keeping yourself safe and not falling on your back, because when you fall back and get the wind knocked out of you, that's the worst thing that can happen. I hate it when that happens, and it happens to everyone. Everyone, when they learn, they're gonna fall back once or twice, but that's just the important part in learning that back brake. So you see, I'm wheeling, a little bit on the brake, not a lot, just a little bit, like that. See, I'm tapping it a couple times, and you know, sometimes it's better to give your brake a little light taps, just a couple, rather than squeezing it like that, because that'll just immediately make your front tire go down. You might have to give it a couple. instead of it's really hard for me to kind of explain to you guys how to use your back brake. Like I said, you just got to go outside, learn how to use it, learn how to love it, because that's going to be what's going to carry you in learning how to wheelie. So tip number 2 I have with pulling longer wheelies is actually to lean more back or forward. What a lot of people don't understand is that you can actually lean further back or forward to make the bike come back or forward. Now, that seems like you know, a stupid thing to say, like, of course if you're gonna lean back, the bike's gonna come back. A lot of people don't understand that, and they don't actually use it. Like, it's easy to understand, hard to actually apply when you're wheeling, if that makes sense. Let's say you're wheeling and you feel like you're about to drop the front wheel, it's about to go down, you're losing all hope, you accidentally applied too much brake. You can lean back, pull up on the bars a little bit more, and save the wheelie. Let's say you're going too far forward, you're like, oh my God, I'm about to fall back on my, you're squeezing on the brake, you can lean forward, and then I'll get that bike down on the ground a little bit faster. So let me just show you guys for example. You know, I'm wheeling in, I'm at balance point, I feel like I'm about to drop the wheel, I can lean back like that. You know, I feel like I'm about to fall back, I can lean forward. This also can be used to improve your coaster wheelies. Coaster wheelies are just when you're wheeling with no pedals, you're just coasting. If you feel like you're about to fall back, you can lean back, even get off the seat and kind of do a manual. So you're wheeling, and all of a sudden you go behind your balance point, forward, and that front wheel comes right down. Now another tip to get more distance on your wheelies is to control how much you're pushing down on the pedal. Now this might sound like a no-brainer, but a lot of people don't think about this while they're wheeling. You know, some people just, we all know that one person that when they rip it up, they're just going full 100%, you know, no matter how fast they're going, they're still 100% on the pedals. And that's a good way to learn. What a lot of people don't understand is that you can pedal lighter or harder. You know, let's say you're going, this is you wheeling, you know, this is kind of balance point, and then you fall forward, you could press really hard on the pedals and give it your all, and the bike will come back up to balance point. And then vice versa, the bike comes out from under you, you're like, oh my God, I'm about to fall. You could stop pedaling entirely, get on the brakes, the bike will come forward. If you're a beginner, I wouldn't recommend trying coasters out immediately, but if you're intermediate, know how to keep balance point for a couple seconds, I would highly recommend just try stop pedaling, get a feel for the brake, and see how it goes. So let me show you guys an example. I'll try to describe to you guys my pedal power. It's gonna be hard while I'm wheeling, but yeah, I'm gonna try my best to explain to you guys how hard I'm pedaling. Obviously, you guys can't see how hard I'm pedaling, but I'll try to explain it. So I'm pedaling super hard, medium, light, not even at all, hard, light, just medium. And let's say I wanna go faster, hard, and then not at all, and then medium, not at all. It's kind of it sounds like a no-brainer, I completely understand, but a lot of people don't think about it. You know, maybe, oh, I'm wheeling too fast, I need to ease up on how hard I'm pedaling. I guess it's just how they learn, how they've been taught, because it's a good way to teach people. A lot of people have this thing engraved in their mind, pedal, 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 and never stop pedaling. That's a good way to learn, but once you learn how to catch balance point, you should probably throw that away. Only pedal when you need to, if that makes sense. So let's say you're wheeling, and that front wheel kind of comes down on you. You could pedal really hard, get that front wheel back up, so the wheel comes down again, really hard. Yep, there you go. You guys notice, when I pedaled really hard, I also stood up, and that was just my natural body reaction to get further back on the bike, which is my second tip on body modulation that I said earlier. That just kind of shows how my body naturally reacts to the front wheel coming down and how I stand up like that immediately. To A, get further back in my balance, and to B, get extra force down on those pedals with all my weight on the pedals, if that makes sense. Another tip I have for you guys, look forward, like look off into the distance, wherever you want to go. Don't be looking down. I see this a lot of people. Ethan, I'm not trying to hate on you, I love you to death, but you always be looking at your front tire when you're wheeling. Like, why would you look down when you could be looking straight? When you're riding a bicycle normally, you look where you want to go. Let's say I look over here, the bike's just going to naturally go this way. That's just how it works. Same thing with wheeling. If you're looking down, your bike's gonna go down. If you guys have seen one of my recent videos, it's like me learning how to peg manual. I was learning how to peg manual, and that is where you're on the pegs and you try to bring the bike up into the wheelie. When I tried to pull it up at first, it wasn't going good for me. But when I started looking straight ahead, seeing where I was going, that influenced the bike to stay up and go wherever I was looking. It sounds like such a very little thing, but I guarantee it, when you guys stop looking down and start looking forward, your wheelies are gonna improve. And my last little tip for you guys on how to wheelie longer, when you're wheeling, you might need a turn. Whether that's to get back on course or to make an actual turn, you're gonna need to learn how to turn while wheeling if you want to wheelie for a long time. So as I said earlier, wherever you're looking is where your bike's naturally gonna go. Same exact thing when you're wheeling. So let's say you're wheeling and you look this way. Oh, would you look at that? I'm already going that way. Let's turn back, looking this way, looking this way. See, now I'm just swerving back and forth. See, I was just unintentionally swerving back and forth right there just by turning my head and looking. Now the second step in turning while wheeling is to use your legs. You want to learn how to use your knees. It's more of your knees, not your entire legs. You want to point whichever knee you're turning in that direction. Oh my God, I just made that so much more confusing than it needed to sound. Okay, let's say you're wheeling and you want to turn right. So go ahead, point your head, point your right knee in that direction. That's all you need to do. So let's say I'm wheeling, I want to make a right 180-degree turn. Right knee goes out, I'm looking, 180-degree turn just like that. Let's say I want to make a left 180-degree turn. So I kind of go over here, left knee, looking, just like that, left 180-degree turn. It's those two simple steps that I feel like a lot of people forget about, and they just kind of force the bike over. That's not how you turn while you're wheeling. A lot of people try to swerve, but that's like their little turns. There's a difference between swerving and turning. Swerving is more of an aggressive turn. Now let's say there's something in your way, that could be a good idea. Let's say, you know, I'm wheeling into oncoming traffic, a car comes up, I'm like, whoa, this car's about to hit me. Let me move out of the way, swerve like that. No, I'm just kidding. There actually wasn't a car there, I just messed with you guys. How many of you guys did I trick out there? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this short video for today. I'm sorry, it's a short video, but I'm slowly getting back into that upload schedule. Also, I'm sorry I've been gone for like a month or however long I've been gone. We're probably going on 3 months, to be honest. It's just really hard for me to make YouTube videos in the winter because, you know, all I do is ride bikes, and it's really unenjoyable to ride bikes in the winter. It makes my lungs hurt when I breathe in cold air like that constantly. My hands get numb, so it's hard to use the rear brake. There's just a lot of little things that riding in the cold does to you, and I'm the type of guy that I prefer quality over quantity. So I'd rather take a break during winter and then come back with hard videos instead of posting videos during the winter that are, you know, because I can't even wheelie in the cold because my hand is so freaking numb that I can't even feel the brake lever. So hopefully you guys can understand. If you guys have any suggestions on what you would like to see in the winter, maybe some inside videos, you know, how to take care of your bike. If you guys want to learn anything like that, hit the comments down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. We're about to hit 500 subscribers. That's crazy to me. Thank you guys so much for all the support, and I'm out. Peace.